time came, you have to see the truth. I was gaslighted to the point I was second guessing my own idea. I've already paid the price for telling the truth all along my career. Like, why hide this one?
Open your record.
And they pulled my record.
When was this?
Cancelled.
That was 4 years ago?
No, this was October 2022.
So wait.
Wow.
Who was they though?
I'm walking out.
I
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyonce because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. Or be a witch, or be that, all of that. All of that.
When I tell you that Jay-Z being dragged into one of Mr. Combs' lawsuits has skeletons flying out the closet, I mean it loud and clear. Guess who popped back up? M.I.A. And she's spilling dirt about the twisted things Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly pushed on her when she signed with his label. Plastic surgery, strange rituals, and way more shocking claims. This isn't just gossip. It's straight fire.
How powerful was Jay-Z when you were doing business with him? Was he already a power player where if he wanted to ruin someone's life or make somebody a star, he could do it?
Yeah, I think me and Rihanna came out the same year, so.
Here's the setup. M.I.A. officially linked with Rock Nation management in May 2012, right before dropping her fourth album, Matangi. But fast forward to December 2013, and she suddenly cut ties with Jay's camp. That move raised eyebrows everywhere because Rock Nation had yanked a trailer for her documentary that showed raw behind-the-scenes footage of how she built that album.
I didn't have any money to make it.
Yeah.
And so that was like, okay, I'm going to make some money.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to make this film.
Yeah.
And music was so easy. I was like, okay, I'll do it, you know.
Yeah.
But every day I wanted to quit, you know, because I was like,
wow,
I got to get
whoa.
back to this film.
That's crazy.
And they were like, no, but then you've just been like nominated for this.
Yeah, they're
so
calling
you
it the
gotta
album of the
turn
decade. Yeah.
When she left, she made it clear with a sharp message on X, writing, "I'm leaving Rock Nation. Thanks to everyone who supported the M.I.A. hashtag Matangi LP. Happy New Year." That exit wasn't just about the documentary either. Her album release had been delayed again and again, and she blamed creative differences. According to her, Rock Nation wanted her music darker, edgier, and more negative because they had already built her image as the rebellious outsider. But M.I.A. wasn't about to water down her art just to fit their storyline. She explained, "At the moment, I've been told it's too positive, so we're having a bit of an issue at the label. They're like, you need to darken it up a bit. It's like, we just built you up as this public enemy #1, and now you're coming out with all this positive stuff." That right there shows how labels push and pull artists behind the curtain. And let's not forget, her short Rock Nation run didn't stop the controversies. Back in 2012, she made headlines at the Super Bowl halftime show when she boldly threw up the middle finger on live TV. That single gesture spiraled into a nasty legal battle with the NFL, proving that wherever M.I.A. goes, drama follows. That middle finger stunt turned into a full-blown war with the NFL. Yes, they actually slapped M.I.A. with a lawsuit. The league claimed her quick gesture was in flagrant disregard of everything the NFL and Super Bowl were supposed to stand for. They even accused her of breaking a pre-show deal to protect their wholesome image. Can you believe that? But it didn't stop there. The NFL raised the stakes, demanding a jaw-dropping $16.6 million as so-called restitution for the publicity they claim she got from the stunt. Imagine that! Charging her millions for a single second on live TV. When M.I.A. fired back, she called the whole thing completely ridiculous and said the NFL was scapegoating her just to control what's considered offensive in America. She wasn't holding back at all. She blasted them for wasting everyone's time, money, and energy, calling the lawsuit a massive display of powerful corporations' absurdity. According to her, the league wanted her humiliated, begging on her knees, apologizing so they could publicly slap her down. But M.I.A. stood her ground.
And if you find the larger picture where it zooms out, there is a row background scenery of 10, 15 cheerleaders, young black females that Madonna got from a local high school in Indianapolis, and they're all under 16. And if you look at them, they're wearing cheerleader outfits, hips twisted in the air, legs wide open, and in this very sexually provocative position. So now there's scapegoated me into figuring out the goalposts on what is offensive in America. Like, is my finger offensive, or is an underage black girl with her legs wide open more offensive to the family audience? And that's basically what it comes down to. And it's a massive waste of time, a massive waste of money. It's a massive display of, just powerful corporation.
She even pointed out the hypocrisy, saying, how could her small gesture be worse than the young cheerleaders performing provocative moves right there on the same stage? The double standards were insane. And here's where things get even messier, because while all this was going down, Jay-Z, her own manager at the time, wasn't backing her up. Instead, M.I.A. later revealed that he was the one pressuring her into signing a shady deal that would have left her broke forever. That's wild. Years later, in 2018, she spilled the tea in Huck magazine, confessing that Jay-Z's team pushed her toward a contract tied to that lawsuit. The terms: if she ever made more than $2 million in her lifetime, Roc Nation and the NFL's lawyers would take 100% of her earnings. Forever. She said straight up, I was at Roc Nation at the time and Jay-Z was managing me. The lawsuit was so ridiculous. It proposed that they would keep 100% of my earnings for the rest of my life if I ever earned more than $2 million. That's not management, that's exploitation. M.I.A. said Jay-Z straight up told her, you should sign that ish, but she wasn't having it. She flat out refused. After speaking out in her Huck interview, she didn't just stop there. She shared the story online and even warned her fans to read it quick before it got deleted. Why? Because she believed Jay-Z had the power to wipe the article off the internet. And just like she predicted, when people clicked the link, they didn't get the article, they got a cold message. This account has been suspended. That's suspicious. But that lawsuit wasn't the only storm between her and Jay-Z. M.I.A. has made a career out of calling both Jay-Z and Beyonce out directly. In one interview, she came for them while talking about how limited conversations are in America. She said, it's interesting that in America, the problem you're allowed to talk about is BLM. Then she pressed harder, saying stars like Beyonce should also be speaking about struggles other groups face, like Syrians. She added, it's not a new thing to me. It's what Lauryn Hill was saying in the 1990s or Public Enemy in the 1980s. Is Beyonce or Kendrick Lamar going to say Muslim lives matter or Syrian lives matter? That bold statement shook a lot of people. And just when people thought she might have calmed down, she came right back in early 2024 with even more shocking claims. This time, she accused Jay-Z of teaming up with her ex, her baby daddy, to make her life miserable and block her from her own child. She dropped screenshots showing how she was struggling just to get a visa to the U.S. to see her son. In all caps, she wrote, Biden won't let me see my child. The longest processing is meant to be 2 months, and it's already been that. I have to wait till the Republican wins. Wow. According to M.I.A., she wasn't allowed to see her child because of something that happened when she was only 18 and broke: stealing food. She says that one mistake has been held against her all these years and now it's being used to keep her away from her kid. That's a painful accusation with layers of drama tied back to Jay-Z's name. M.I.A. didn't hold back. She said the real reason her custody battles keep dragging on has nothing to do with her personal life, but everything to do with her being outspoken about peace in the Middle East. She claimed, I have shown support for Julian for 14 years and have been to the USA many times. The only thing different this time is I called for a ceasefire and spoke out against ethnic cleansing. Now I am forced to pick between my child and speaking up for what's right by God. That's a heavy accusation. According to her, the U.S. government didn't seem to care that her child was surrounded by a family with a shady history. She even tied it to the NXIVM cult, pointing out that two of the cult's leaders were her ex's cousins. That's when she really started connecting the dots. M.I.A. reminded everyone that her first custody fight started back in 2013, and guess who was her manager then? Jay-Z. She accused him of being paid off by her ex's side to make her life a nightmare. She also gave her own reason for why her Matangi record got buried in 2013, saying, "I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, handed it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform. But it was worth it to save him from the madness you now know." That's a bold claim linking her career struggles directly to her personal fight for her son. And it didn't stop there. M.I.A. alleged that right after she was served legal papers, Roc Nation completely ghosted her. All communications were cut, and emails she sent to Jay-Z begging for help were mysteriously wiped from her inbox. Then came the intimidation tactics. She claimed her house was broken into, her laptop stolen, and she was stuck in Brooklyn with an order that kept her locked in for 15 years. That's chilling. On top of all that, M.I.A. said her son was even vaccinated without her permission. She put the blame on Aurora James, allegedly a close friend of both Beyonce and Solange. Since M.I.A. has always been openly anti-vax, she felt this was done just to spite her. According to her, the family not only knew her stance, but openly mocked her for it. And she says Aurora was right in the middle of it. Recently, M.I.A. jumped back onto our feeds with another jaw-dropping revelation. She claims that after signing to Roc Nation, Jay-Z personally told her she wasn't pretty enough and should get plastic surgery. That's wild because M.I.A. is stunning and barely looks her age at all. She's 50 and still turning heads. Yet she says Jay-Z tried to push her into changing her face for the industry.
Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyonce because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. Or be a witch, or be that, all of that.
And it didn't stop there. She also said Jay-Z is a full-on Satanist and that she refused to participate in blood rituals supposedly meant to boost record sales. Fans were quick to react, with many saying her calling Jay-Z out so bluntly only shines a brighter light on his behavior, especially now with all the lawsuits swirling. And the shocking part? Those satanic ritual claims didn't sound so far-fetched to some people. Over the years, plenty of others have whispered about the Carters dabbling in the occult. Jay-Z's own ex-friend Larry Johnson once said that when he started looking deeper into Jay's world, things started to make sense. He claimed that what looked like simple partying and champagne popping actually had darker undertones. According to Larry, if you listen again with a new ear, you'll hear the truth. And that truth is that Jay-Z and Beyonce are deeply involved in dark practices.
Obviously, they're not serving the same Most High God that I am. And that's what makes us enemies, that I stand for a completely different doctrine, a completely different nation, and a completely different truth than he does. I don't have any materialism attached to my spirit or soul anymore. I don't have fornication attached to my spirit anymore. I mean, I just got engaged July, so my life is completely different from how I was with women in the early 2000s. And I think that is the difference in itself of being involved with Rockaware has made me see something completely different, and knowing who his allegiance is with is not the Most High God. And we all know, Satan rules.
And let's not even get started on the countless rumors about Beyonce herself. For years, people have accused her of being a ritualist. And when M.I.A. spoke out about allegedly being pressured to join blood rituals, a lot of folks said it didn't surprise them one bit. But M.I.A.'s outspokenness came at a cost. Like many who've had public fallouts with the Carters, she was labeled difficult and blackballed in the industry. Her reputation took such a hit that critics began calling her a conspiracy theorist and even questioning her mental health, all because she dared to speak out about the Carters' alleged dark side. It's the classic shut her up and discredit her play that seems to follow anyone who challenges their empire. It's crazy how anyone who dares to go against the Carters seems to get silenced or pushed out of the game. And sadly, a lot of people believe M.I.A. is just another example of that. Some folks argue she wrecked her own career by being too outspoken and refusing to play along. But others say her downfall started the moment she linked up with Jay-Z, and that exposing him only sealed her fate. So now the real question is, would M.I.A. have had a bigger, better career if she had never signed with Roc Nation in the first place? Or do you think the controversies she aired out were always going to follow her? At the end of the day, is this just another case of a career destroyed courtesy of the Carters? I need to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss these breakdowns. And make sure you check out the next video popping up on your screen right now for even more wild celebrity drama. I'll see you there.